In a recent study of 77 deceased hockey players, 54% of the players had CTE, including Hockey Hall of Famer Bobby Hull. The study linked playing ice hockey for long periods of time can increase the player's odds of developing CTE later in life. One concussion can cause a lifetime of problems. Concussions are brain injuries where the brain is rattled in the skull. They can occur in many different instances, such as a hit to the head, a fall, or even a contact hit that wasn't to the head. All of these can happen within ice hockey. Repeated concussions can lead to
Chronic traumatic encephalopathy,
also known as CTE, which is a more complex than a concussion. The difference between concussions and CTE is that concussions happen when the brain moves rapidly within the skull, and CTE is caused when a tissue called the taw misfolds, causing the tissue to slowly kill brain cells. CTE does not exist in hockey only. It has been observed in the brains of soldiers, boxers, and football players, among others. One of the main struggles with CTE is that the condition has similar symptoms to Alzheimer's disease and dementia, and the disease can only be diagnosed after death. This makes it hard to track. When someone gets a concussion, their brain moves rapidly in their skull, and the movement can alter the shape of the brain, which can result in damaged brain cells. According to the Concussion Foundation, cellular damages can lead to chemical and metabolic changes within the brain, making it more difficult for cells to function and communicate. In the context of hockey, a major question remains: is contact the main reason for concussions in the sport, or do athletes sustain concussions beyond contact plays?
Simple answer and say stop playing to contact. I mean, that would be the way to remove it. I mean, it seems like there are more rules governing violence in sport broadly, right? And I think we're starting to see those changes within hockey also. But again, until you remove contact, until you remove violent collisions from the sport and the activity, you're not going to be able to remove the risk.
I think there's a very big misconception on you only get concussions by being checked. My son never gets checked. Nobody considers the fact that he's getting pucks chucked at his head, or if there's a breakaway and the kid ends up misstepping, he could easily crash into him and he can go flying backwards and his head could hit the post. There's all kinds of things that could happen. Nobody thinks of that because they only associate concussions with being checked in hockey.
I think of the situation where, Wayne Simmons and I collided and he hit my chin. I was looking one way, he was looking the other way, and just kind of both ran into each other. And I don't know if there's anything we can really do about that. I don't think it's necessarily a penalty on him. Like, he wasn't intentionally trying to do it either. At the same time, I think there are little things, obviously being protective of how you're hitting, where you're hitting. I think they're doing a good job as far as trying to take out blindside hits and any contact to the head, through hits are being penalized more than what they used to be. I think there's definitely, a swing that way, but at the same time, I think there are instances where, there's not a whole lot that you can do in those situations.